Time is now 11:16, and they are filling in the gap and stepping up to parent their loved ones. Well, Keith Lohorn, he is the president of Grandparents as Parents, and he's here to talk about how the group is actually connecting families. So first of all, good morning. Thank you for coming on to talk about the important work that you all are doing.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for the invitation. We greatly appreciate it.
Of course.
Grandparents as Parents is a relatively new organization. Our purpose is to help the 35% of grandparents who are raising their grandchildren in Alabama. What we recognize as about 300,000 grand families. A grand family can be made up of a grandparent who's raising a grandchild. It could be an aunt and uncle who's raising a child of theirs. It could be a brother or sister who's raising a sibling. It can be any of those levels, and they're all called grand families. So they're interconnected together using that term. In our state, it went up about 5% since the last survey was taken, and there's no increase. About 90% plus is because of opioids. So it's a bad situation because a lot of these babies are born addicted.
Right.
And it's a situation that you wouldn't really want anybody to be in. They have a hard stay in the hospital trying to get rid of the drugs that are in their system. And then some of our grandchildren have lifelong problems. Us, for instance, we have Kyron, who's 10, and he was born with so many drugs in his system that it was quite a while.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
And so he's still got several issues. He's in therapy several times a week. We have to homeschool him because the school system couldn't take him in with the therapies that he needed. They couldn't provide those. Wow. So we had to make the choice a few years ago that whether it was going to be his mental health or his school. We knew we could do his school at home, so we chose his mental health for right now. And we hope that changes at some point because I'm a big proponent of school systems. So it's just, we're a new organization. We have a couple of programs that we try to help. We've since the pandemic, we've done about 120 tons of food that we pass out to grand families.
That is amazing.
That's a lot of food, a lot of help that we get from that. But it's a really good part because a lot of these grandparents, grandparents that are raising their grandchildren receive nothing. There's no financial aid. There's no, you don't get this from this group. You don't get this. It's just we get nothing. Right. So my wife Edie and I are very fortunate that we're okay to be doing this, and that's why we made this our mission is to help those that can't. So we have food, we do school supplies, we do Christmas. Right now, we're big into Christmas. We're doing our program is called Christmas for Ken. Okay. We have just been blessed. I can't tell you how blessed we feel from the Freedom Real Estate Group to allow us 7,900 square feet of Christmas space.
That is amazing.
Yes. We live in a relatively large house, and for the last several years, our Christmas was every house. The granddaughter had to move into our room so we could use her room and her bathroom to put Christmas stuff out. And we delivered them all from home. The last one came at like 11 o'clock on a Christmas Eve. So we're doing this. We've started moving in. It's such a blessing just to be able to go walk in and see this space.
That is amazing. Yeah. Keith, I want to thank you so much for coming on, sharing
Absolutely.
your story. And I know a lot of folks who are watching this, they can relate because they're experiencing something
Absolutely
similar. So how can they get in contact with you? How can they donate to the organization?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead.
If you go to www.alabamagrandfamilies.org, you can donate there. You can see what we're doing, some of the things that we're up to right at the moment. And we can help you if you're a grandparent that's raising your grandchildren and you need some help. Get on there and sign up for the Christmas program. My wife takes care of that. We have already surpassed last year's record in 1 month of taking notes, and so we've already surpassed that. We think we're going to hit 500 this year.
Excellent.
So that's the goal I've put on my wife. So
we're cheering you on,
I hope so.
You can meet that goal.
Absolutely.
Well, we'd love to have you come back too as we get closer to Christmas.
Anytime.
Well, thank you for coming on, and make sure you stay with us. We'll be right back.